So, are you wondering what data scientists do? Well, if that's a question that you are having in your mind, then in this video you will going to get the answer of this question. All right. So, here is the topics of discussion. We will going to look at the data scientist high level process, roles and responsibilities of the data scientist. What are their skills that one should have to basically become a data scientist, or expectation from a data scientist to have these skills, and then what you need to know from a certification point of view. So all of this information I wanted to show you just so that you know, if you are trying to come in this field, then what do data scientists do. Okay, so over here, first thing is this workflow. I will just show you entire thing, and this is how it is, right? And I believe that's about it. Yep. So they basically define the problem very clearly, that what are they trying to solve or what are they trying to predict. Then they identify the data sources that they will going to require to do this, to solve this problem. Then they collect the data either themselves or with the help of the IT department or the database team that they have. Then clean the data, because data never comes in a stage which is ready for machine learning. So they clean the data, organize the data, they explore the data to find, let's say, if there is any outliers, if there are what are those highs, lows or average points into the data, so that when they are modeling and predicting it, they basically see as a supporting facts as to what they have done the exploration and how this exploration is finally supporting the prediction. So after they done the exploration of the data, it's called data exploratory analysis, in which you basically do the data visualization, you basically grill the data from multiple dimensions, you create cross tables, things like those, and try to explore how the values are related to each other, how one variable impact another variable and things like those. Then you select the relevant or the appropriate algorithm for fitting your data, and then after you have done the data fitting, model testing and everything, you start predicting the data, right? So this is a very basic workflow which a data scientist basically do on a project to project. So this is something which you can think about that you have for one particular project, all the different cycle the data scientist has to go through. So after that, what do we have is the roles and responsibilities. The first responsibility you have is the build and maintain the data pipeline. So this is specifically in those scenarios where you don't have data engineers, or in companies who are like startup or companies who are established but starting the data science as a domain or department in their company, in which data scientists themselves have the responsibility of building and maintaining the data pipeline. But for matured companies or matured startups, you have data engineers who does that. So just wanted to show you this differentiation. Clean data for quality analysis. This is very important. Once data scientists identified the data cleaning steps, they can even give it over here in the data pipeline. Either they do it themselves or they give it to a data engineer. Hey, go and make sure that we get this clean data, so that we can focus more on the quality analysis. Then you have the data exploration. Like I said, data exploration is the step where you explore the data by creating the summarized table, by creating various different statistics like mean, median, average, standard deviation, things like those, and regression plots, and the correlation plots, and the visualizations using, let's say if you are using Python, then Matplotlib and Seaborn, and basically see how you see how the data is really coming in a shape when you aggregate it for the given dimensions. Then you have the model building is the responsibility, where they need to basically explore through various different models. For example, if you are having a problem of predicting the fraud or predicting whether the sales will going to close or not, Then you have the classification algorithm. So you start with some basic modeling like logistic or regression, and then logistic, then let's say random forest. Then there are other advanced algorithms like XGBoost, decision tree. Decision tree is not advanced, but decision tree is also sometimes in some use cases it perfects really well. So you basically goes through multiple phases of developing the algorithms, I would not say developing, but using the algorithm. Algorithms have already been developed and available for use. So this is what you basically do here in the model. And the prediction piece, once you have built the model, test the model, you start predicting the data. And this is also a life cycle. Whenever your predictions are going haywire, you basically again start with the first step as to whether something is missing, not missing, because business changes over a period of time, right? So it's basically an ongoing process. So whenever things go haywire in terms of prediction, you again basically starts with what's really wrong. Do we need to add more data? There are some issues with the data or things like those, and basically fine tune the model and then again start doing the better predictions. That's what I meant by improving the model. I think that's what I told just now. Okay, so skills that a data scientist should have. First is the strong programming skills, either the Python, R, and SQL. I am saying, well, SQL is required for those building the data pipeline, data management, stuff like that. And Python and R is absolutely required if you are building, if you are using the algorithms, because all those libraries are inside here. So strong programming skills absolutely required, no negotiation on that. Then you have the hands-on understanding of big data technology. So this is again related to a part of SQL, where this has become advanced to Hadoop or Spark, which is like frameworks which can handle huge amount of data that companies are generating today. So a good hands-on understanding of big data technologies is required, as you may need to work on these data pipelines. So strong data exploration skills, very, very important. I have seen personally in my working environment that people jump directly to model building. No, I think that's not the thing. This is where really the crux. I mean, if you have the strong data exploration, this is like a planning stage. If you are doing the strong data exploration, you will be able to choose the right algorithm easily for your model building. So something I want to show you or suggest you, if you are trying to become develop this strong data exploration skills, model building will be automatically easy for you. Then you have the in-depth understanding of algorithms. When I say in-depth, that means the parameter tuning, or the way parameters basically talk to each other. So in different scenarios you may need to tune the parameters. So an in-depth understanding of the algorithm on how to use it, you need to know about that. Then you have the ability to explain the output in a very simple language. This is coming from this quote of very famous physicist Richard Feynman, where they say that if you can explain your result to a 5-year-old, then you can explain it to anyone, right? So this is something which is absolutely required, because this 5-year-old is nothing but your management. They don't know anything about this. It's a black box for them. So if you are able to do this, then you will have much more success and a rewarding career in a company, because again, management will going to use your output, and if they find issue, they will not use it, right? Technology degree in computer science will going to help you for these things, because every phase you will see, along with the concepts, programming is the key. You have to do go through the programming in each of these steps. So a technology degree in the computer science will going to help. Cloud databases understanding, because these days companies are moving more towards cloud databases because of the flexibility and the collaborative fashion in which you can do the development. So cloud database understanding, something you should do, like on the Azure or on the AWS or Google. These any one out of this, even Snowflake, I think they are all the ones which are basically very famous one for their cloud databases, or a strong position on the cloud databases. Okay, now let's talk about the certification, the various certifications which are industry standard, or at least they don't need any sort of convincing to your prospective employer. So one is the from IIT and IIM, you can do 1 or 2 year diploma / degree. I think they mostly provide diploma, not the degree. So 1 year is for the one who are basically data analyst and upgrading themselves to a data scientist, and 2 year is basically for them who are completely fresher and don't know anything. So go for this certification. Then Azure Data Scientist certification is something you can do if you are already a data analyst, have some good not I would say good, but beginner level understanding of data science, and can basically go through the curriculum which is present for the Azure Data Scientist. You can search for this, and on the Microsoft side you will be able to see the curriculum. Third is the Data Camp Data Scientist certification task. So here on the Data Camp website, you have the path for R programming, the data scientist track for R programming, data scientist track for Python. Well, my recommendation, again based on my experience, go for Python one, because Python is more popular and more acceptable in organization. So go for this track. This is very amazing. Close to 25 or 30 courses are there, will take you. There are multiple basically projects which you can take. Also, the fees I would say is almost negligible. In terms of Indian currency, it's close to some 7,500, but if you are in US or you want to know in USD, it is $99. So they run this promotional event across the year in different time frames, where they give their courses in $99. So in $99, there are more than, I would say, 300 courses over there, and they are very well structured. I have personally taken it. I have the subscription of DataCamp. So this is something which you can take it up. Or you can go ahead and take the AWS machine learning specialty. This is something from the leading Amazon Web Services, is one of the leading cloud provider. So many companies are using it, and you can use, if you are already in AWS as a domain and want to go on that track, then this can be something very useful for you. Then finally what I have is the IBM Data Science Certification Program. This is on Coursera. So something which you can take it up if you are if you want to go for this IBM Data Science related certificate program. I have not done any comparison in all of these things, but this is something I have seen whenever somebody have asked me that whether I should do this one or that one. Then I have explored multiple one, and I have seen that okay, some are basically pretty well known like Azure, AWS, IBM, and DataCamp is something which I have personally used it. IIT and IIMs, I am seeing advertisement every day, and in couple of courses I have evaluated as well. They are good for beginner perspective, and even these days they have the program for managers as well. So if you are a manager who wants to go into the data science field, then I think for you this will be a good path. I mean, don't go for this one. This is mainly for coders or someone. Probably you don't have to do a lot of coding or something. You may have to understand the data science, its terminologies, and maybe manage the team and manage the projects. So for you, I think 1 year diploma is good, where you can basically get a grasp on the concepts. One thing I would also recommend along with this 1 or 2 year diploma I just recalled is the program from ISB, which is I believe it is 1 year program. Yeah, it is 1 year program from the ISB. It's expensive for sure. So this is ISB Hyderabad, Indian School of Business. Again, they have amazing curriculum, and I have hired many people, those who have done this ISB. I have seen that their knowledge, their concepts are really good. So personally that I have seen that, and ISB is something expensive as compared to anything. They are really expensive, but it's of good quality. So again, up to you in which stage you are, how much you can commit from time, money perspective. I have given you various different options along with the one ISB which I have not written here, but I have a recommendation on that. if you can do the time commitment and money commitment over there, I think that's a good one to go for a career. So that's about it. I mostly wanted to show what really data scientists do, how you can become one if you are planning to do some sort of a certification. These are some of my recommendations. Let me know if you have any other comments about any of the things which I have explained. I'll be happy to answer you. With that, thank you so much for watching.